Welcome back to Briviews, where we are going to break down the chaos, delusion, and bad decisions that have been made on Love After Lockup. We're talking about Season 7, Episode 5. Woo! This episode had me clutching at this point. We're going to start with Emily and Justin. Emily said, I'm in my content creation era. She decides to pack her bags and go to Vegas to shoot some content. While she's traveling, she's telling us in the car that she can't stand to keep this away from Justin. She just has to tell him because she's going to have it on her conscience if she doesn't. She tells us that she makes about $5,000 a video for her creating content. So, I mean, if she has to do what she's got to do, you can kind of tell in the scene how Emily is treating this as a business meeting. She literally is showing up, saying how much she loves the house. She's not saying anything about him, like, oh, you're nice looking, or, oh, I want to do this, or she wasn't being any type of weird. She was looking around, trying to literally plan out scenes for them to talk about and for them to actually plan to do. And that's what she said that they do at these houses. They meet up and they have to plan out what they want and what's going to work for their brand. Now, all this kind of sped up because then they started taking pictures out of nowhere. Like, I guess they just wanted to immediately get to work. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this was really a business meeting. She decides to be honest. So she gets on the phone with him and she's like shaking, crying, like, I don't know if you'll be able to forgive me, girl. That's why he can't believe anything you say, because you keep telling him as if he has a choice, as if he has an opinion to give. Like, you go and make the money and then you tell him how much you made. I guess that's what you can tell him. But you don't have to tell him all the intricate details. You keep telling him what you're doing at work. And you don't have to do that. Does he tell you what he does at work? Is he telling you what he did with that $3,000 that you gave him last episode? I don't understand. She decides to step outside. Now, one of the things I can't stand is when a woman's business gets interrupted by a man. I hate that. Like, please leave me alone. I'm in business. Please stop. So she decides to answer the phone and she goes outside. Now she's outside. She's distracted. Takes the call talking about, I feel like you're cheating on me because you're out there doing content. Shut up, Justin. Talk about cheating on you. You knew that she was doing this before you even got with her. And the fact that he wants to constantly try to tell her not to do her job, you don't have that power, buddy. I'm sorry. You're not going to stop that. What does he expect her to do? Not work? Sit at home? Look at the wall? Wait for him to come home? Like, what do you expect her to do? What kind of job do you expect her to do that's going to make her that much money? I'll wait. Emily is basically trying to build a career, I feel like. And Justin is trying to knock her down and get her to do, I don't know, because he ain't got no other ideas. It's not like he's saying, hey, why don't you do this? Or I'll invest in you going to school for this. Or why don't you try putting money into this when you get this money? She's trying to get property. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to just get property and put that aside and then try to make money off of real estate. So she's trying to build a career, but Justin is trying to build a case against her. The math is not mathing. We're moving on to Titus and Monique. Titus done called this girl a dumb bitch. And somehow, some way, these two are still having a conversation about if she deserves an apology. Monique was mentioning that she always had her walls up. Girl, I think you have your walls completely down. I think they're as thin as paper. And I think they blow with the wind. Because at this point, you ain't got no backbone. You not letting these men know, like, I'm not going for that. The fact that he called you out of your name and he's never even met you before. So what do you imagine, like, you being in a relationship with him? And we get the whole story about her losing her daughter. Now, that was a very tumultuous time for her. She was arguing every day, being stressed, and she ended up having a premature baby, and the baby did not make it due to organ failure. I don't know if Monique has told him this. I hope that she's told him this. We start off this episode with her sisters leaving. That was the first mistake. I said, oh, this is not going to go well. Monique just goes right back to what she does. Every time her sisters leave or her sister leaves, she always just goes back to whatever she was doing before. And the fact that she's in Ohio by herself, she ain't got nobody there. Her sisters came to visit from Chicago. She's doing an interview at her home. In the middle of her interview, why does Monique get a knock at the door? Guess who it is? It's cousin. Titus's cousin, homeboy cousin, the cousin that came to install the cameras. Child. He comes to knock on the door because Monique ended up blocking Titus. And I guess Titus told the cousin to go check on her to see if she was okay from passing out. He's so stupid. This is all a freaking ploy. This is all. Monique is just letting anything go. She going for anything at this point. She don't care. As long as she got a man, she happy. You can't pop up at my house and think I'm going to be okay with that at all. Unannounced, didn't text me, call me, nothing. Didn't try to get on another phone to call me to let me know, hey, my cousin come. I don't want your cousin around me no more. As soon as I cut you off, I don't want nobody that you know coming around my house. That's a problem. So I don't know how she let this go. I would have took this a little bit further than she did. He didn't say no apology. She didn't hear no apology. She even called him out and said, I don't hear no apology. And she just let it go after that. So like she said that she's going to schedule a visit with him finally, because we've never seen Monique as many times as we've seen her on this show. She never goes to the prison. So we going to see how this works out in episode 6 or 7. I think 7. She ain't never gonna learn for real. I say this every time. She just never gonna learn. Ayesha and Mikhael, or Michael, we have a life sentence but no honesty. Ayesha is heading to the courthouse because she wants to know more information about this whole life situation. We have Aunt Gloria who told her about Michael having life sentence. She is shocked. She's hurt. She is, she's just confused. And the fact that this man, I think, told her that he was getting out in a few, maybe months. I don't want to say weeks, but I think he said a few months. One thing I noticed about Ayesha, she is so excited to talk to this man. When he calls, she's like, he's calling. Like, I remember getting those little butterflies when I was like 16 or whatever, when I had my first boyfriend or whatever. I remember doing that. But girl, I just think that at your age, what's going on here? That's the only thoughts I have. Like, what's going on? Why are you so ecstatic for this man to call you? There's no way that this man gets you this excited. He's locked up for life. So she ends up telling him that they went through his house and they were asking about some of the things. He just didn't recall nothing. He just couldn't remember anything. Like, none of this stuff makes any sense. She ends up going to the courthouse, and the courthouse ends up telling her all the charges that he has. Now, she couldn't really understand what was going on, but they could obviously see. Crystal was reading out that he had a lot of cocaine charges. Just a whole bunch of cocaine charges. He obviously was dealing in Alabama somewhere, just doing what he was doing. And turns out that when they went to go visit the DA that prosecuted him, they end up telling us that he got caught with $65K worth of cocaine. And that he ended up fleeing the cops when they pulled them over. So at this point, Ayesha is learning that not only is her man one in life, he's also into coke. Now, he also fled the police, so he's at risk. Even when he comes home, he's going to be an at-flight risk. So he's probably going to be at home in that county, wherever he lives. He's going to be on lockdown when he gets out. Like, this ain't even gonna be no fun ride when he gets out, girl. You gonna be laying on the couch with Aunt Gloria. So one thing about Ayesha, she said that she would cut him off if she knew that he had life from the beginning, but you still have time to cut him off. So let's go ahead and end this short. Let's go ahead and just drop this. I think that you'd be better off. Let's talk about Bonita, GG, and Moo Moo. At this point, Bonita has all of his belongings. At this point, he wants his belongings to be collected by his mom. Bonita is telling us that she has some of his belongings, but it's not all of them because she sold them, but now she's on the hunt to get them back. So she needs to buy time between keeping his stuff and giving it back to him once he gets released. She starts off the episode, it's mostly about Bonita, and she is reading the horoscopes telling her that she needs to be careful with a figure around her. So she starts saging her house. And at this point, she's telling us that she done sold $115K worth of clothing for $17,000. Yikes. That's not a sale. That's more like a clearance rack, girl. Might as well made it free. I don't know how she's gonna make this happen. Do y'all think she's gonna make this happen? We have Gigi bringing up the fact that the baby mother doesn't know about her again, and she's just trying to press the issue to Moo Moo. And at this point, he's telling her, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I need my stuff first. I need my belongings, and I feel like she's holding me hostage because she has my stuff. Sir, you're in jail. You're in jail. You're in jail. You're in jail. Like, what do you mean holding you hostage? She's not holding shit of your hostage. She's holding your stuff, sir. I'm sorry to tell you, but like, Bonita was actually helping you out. So I don't want to hear all that BS about she holding your stuff for hostage. Da, da, da. You the one that was with her before you went in. And now you trying to flip-flop and go to somebody new. So this is your fault. Don't try to flip this on your baby mama. I don't like when people do that. We gonna give Bonita a fair chance too. But she is doing this man foul. Selling this man's stuff for $17,000. Didn't get nothing worth of it. I don't know what she got, because she constantly wearing two-piece sets that I'm sure came from Fashion Nova, Shein, or some type of fashion type of website. So where is the designer? What's going on? Ends the episode just with Damon and Bonita talking about, just sweet stuff, because he's trying to keep her sane and peaceful so that she doesn't go off and try to do crazy stuff with his stuff. But he's not stupid, because he already knows that Bonita did stuff with his stuff, but he's trying to play it cool and act like she still has it because she's still playing cool. He gonna catch on soon. And Bonita has already felt the vibes of change, and she's into horoscopes, so she already was getting that vibe that something is going on. So she was like, look, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, because you're acting weird. You're pressing me about your mom coming to get your stuff all of a sudden. And why can't you come and get your stuff? Why can't you stay here and have your stuff here? What's going on? So Damon got to come clean. He gonna have to tell her about his plan and how he wants to get the hell away from her. Episode 5 taught me 3 things. Some people love chaos more than peace. A prison phone call will expose the truth faster than any lie detector. And if somebody says trust me twice, don't. That's my recap of Love During Lockup Season 7, Episode 5. Which storyline had you yelling at the screen? Because for me, it was all of them. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to make sure that you see the next Briviews breakdown, because these couples aren't slowing down, and neither am I.